KUAM TV8, home of the Milan Cortina Olympics. Coverage begins February 6, 2026. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
On KUAM News Primetime.
Lawmakers wrapped up a third special session by approving $40 million in funding for the Guam Memorial Hospital. I'm Nevaeh Anderson with a breakdown of where the funds are coming from and how they plan to use it coming up.
And today, up at Two Lovers Point, Guam began the annual National Day of Remembrance, 24 years after September 11th.
Be a part of the magic. Run for Wishes kicks off this Saturday at the Leo Palace Resort, Guam, to benefit Make-A-Wish Guam and CNMI. More coming up tonight. Hafiday and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Destiny Cruz-Lingus. Thanks for ending your day with us. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero is keeping the spotlight on the Guam Memorial Hospital, calling lawmakers back to Hagåtña for a third special session. At the center of the afternoon's debate, her newest bill to appropriate $40 million to cover GMH's mounting debts and urgent infrastructure needs. Nevaeh Anderson reports. The People's House opened its doors once again Wednesday for a third special session as Governor Lou Leon Guerrero urged senators to act on what she described as a crisis at Guam Memorial Hospital. In her letter to Speaker Frank Blas Jr., the governor wrote, quote, "You chose to adjourn the special session I called to discuss the critical budget that I proposed, aimed at sustaining the business privilege tax at 5% and providing an essential $40 million appropriation to address the Guam Memorial Hospital's urgent needs. I now bring forth a focused bill with a singular purpose, to appropriate $40 million directly for the pressing needs of GMH. Inside the session hall, the GMH executive team was called forward to explain where exactly that money would go. Senator Jocelyn Augustine opened questioning by asking when the number ballooned from $26 million to $40 million.
Well, the number that she came about includes the $26 million that we owe vendors, which is our accounts payable, and that continues to grow on a daily basis. And then we also have some CIPs that are in the works, and so we need to have funding for that.
What's that dollar amount?
Well, if we take away the 26 million from the 40, then that leaves us, what, 24? No, 14.
14, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Senator San Augustine pressed further, reminding officials that millions had already been identified years ago through the Guam 21st Century Healthcare Center Act.
It was to identify $35 million a year that we would put in the budget to make sure if you went to the bond, you could build a hospital. Because $300 million was supposed to come from, if I'm correct, probably FEMA or from other federal source of funding. So really, the $35 million you'd get, you're supposed to be able to generate $700 million. You wouldn't need all that money, but it would be more than enough. And then in addition to that, $21 million was identified to rehabilitate in 21. And that's why I wanted to know, where did the 26 start? Because when you want to talk about the 14 million CIP, that should have been resolved since 21.
He asked GMH administrators why they hadn't approached GITA for bond financing.
No, we have not had those deep dive discussions with GITA with regards to the bond or the $35 million.
They explained that $26 million of the request would pay overdue vendor accounts, some more than 90 days old. The remaining $14 million would be distributed across major infrastructure needs.
On the CIP, what the plan is about $5 million for our IT network infrastructure, another $5 million for our to go towards the removal and replacement of our main electrical distribution panel and the issues that we have there and the sub-panels. And then that's about $10 million, and then another $1 million specifically for additional HVAC components to replace the things that are breaking down throughout the hospital, and then the remaining amount to be used for supplies and other things.
So $3 million for supplies?
Yes.
Vice Speaker Tony Atta also demanded answers on efforts toward mold remediation.
I didn't hear any allocation for mold mitigation here.
Yeah. The total is about $11 million specifically for CIP projects. And yes, the part specifically dealing with the HVAC will address part of our mold remediation.
If I may also just interject here, part of the mold mitigation is really we need to repair the roof and the envelope because that's where the water comes in. So we need to fix that first and then dig into the walls to then, really make sure that whatever in the walls as far as mold mitigation, we need to take care of that internally.
So that is going to cost us about $5 million for the roof and envelope. And the funding source for that is the part of the $15 million that was already appropriated per Public Law 36107.
Beyond mold and vendor debt, senators flagged the recent electrical fires that rattled public confidence. GMH said those damages would cost only about $26,000 to fix. But the biggest sticking point was the source of the $40 million. Senator Tello Taitagui pressed Department of Administration Director Edward Byrne for clarity.
The bill seems very simple when it comes to explaining that we're going to be using, to me, FY25 revenue to pay for this $40 million. Now, we are not even in FY26 yet, so I can only assume that the projected FY25 excess revenue is going to play a part in this $40 million. Is that true, Mr. Byrne?
It's likely to form part of that, yes.
Right.
But Taitagui warned of the trade-offs.
$16 million will be taken away from Simon Sanchez. $10 million will be taken away from the Rainy Day Fund. So that's 26. Then we're also going to be taking away Guam Cancer Trust Fund. This is all revenue that we appropriated in the budget bill for FY25 excess revenue. And according to Mr. Burns, this $40 million is based on FY25.
Byrne later explained that some of the funding would also pool from FY 2026 general fund revenues. Committee on Health Chair Senator Sabrina Salas-Matanani pushed for further clarification on the availability of funds. Byrne explained that while the funds were available, they weren't always able to be appropriated.
It's a surplus that turns into a fund balance. Strictly speaking, you shouldn't spend that fund balance. GFOA would say you need to build up a fund balance in your reserves because that's prudent accounting and that's how you should run your finances.
And today, after hours of debate and questioning, lawmakers voted to pass the governor's $40 million appropriation. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
And in other news, a man accused of fondling a 12-year-old has been sentenced to prison after pleading guilty to child abuse. 56-year-old Sachiro Senar appeared before Superior Court Judge Vernon Perez, who handed down a 3-year sentence with all but 1 year suspended. Senar, who has already spent nearly 10 months behind bars, will serve the remainder of his time at the Department of Corrections before being released on 3 years of parole. Court documents show the charges stemmed from a November 2024 incident when the victim, who was asleep, reported waking up to Senar fondling her. A relative witnessed the abuse and confronted him. Originally charged with second guilty to child abuse as a third-degree felony. As part of the plea deal, he must stay away from the victim, undergo counseling, and avoid alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Senar, appearing frail and in a wheelchair with a bandage on his neck, apologized in court and chose to proceed with sentencing despite telling the judge he was feeling weak. A routine traffic stop in the early morning hours led Guam police to a drug arrest in Mangilao, Totu, Maiti. Court documents say 33-year-old Ryan Wednesday after officers spotted his Nissan speeding out of the Nyata Totu loop. Officers conducted the stop near the red Primera. Complaint Yebra appeared nervous and trembling. When asked about a search of his vehicle, he admitted to officers that they would find, quote, meth under the driver's side floor mat. Police later recovered a small plastic bag containing a crystalline substance that tested positive for methamphetamine. Yebra reportedly told officers he bought the meth for $40 from a friend in Maiti and was rushing home to smoke it. He was arrested and charged with possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, a third-degree felony. Time for a quick break. You're watching KUAM.
Threads Guam Thursdays, presented to you by Threads Guam. Visit threadsguam.com to shop online.
It's happened. The gold mine of McDonald's chicken has been struck. Added to your snack wrap and McCrispy and made for dipping. It's special edition gold sauce. It's happened. The gold mine of McDonald's chicken has been struck. Added to your snack wrap and McCrispy and made for dipping. It's special edition gold sauce.
Go left.
Better?
Go right.
How about now?
Still nothing. Uh-oh.
Tired of unreliable satellite internet? Switch to GTA Air Fiber. Faster and more affordable than Starlink. Get blazing speeds up to 500 Mbps for just $70 a month with no equipment to buy, free professional installation, and Plume Home Pass Wi-Fi included. Built for Guam, backed by award-winning local support. GTA Air Fiber. Ditch the dish and make the switch.
Get ready, Guam. Kmart's turning the big 3-0, and this anniversary celebration is bigger than ever. Free prizes, big raffles, hot deals. Oh, the party's everywhere at Kmart. From pantry staples to daily essentials, save big with new low prices. And with surprises popping up throughout the store, there's always something to make you say, oh! Kmart Guam, celebrating 30 years with savings, surprises, and fun for everyone. Oh, it's on, Guam.
Anything's possible.
College is possible. Retirement is possible. Adventure is possible. And so is saving for it all. With our Bank Ohana Savings Special, earn an interest rate of 3.5% for the first 90 days when you deposit $25,000 from another bank into a Bank Ohana Bonus Rate Savings Plus account. Requires a Bank Ohana checking account with an opening deposit of $500. So make your savings goals possible.
Anything's possible.
Reach your possible with Bank of Hawaii.
With Guam being where America's Day begins, this morning our community had the honor and responsibility of hosting the first memorial ceremony for September 11 for this year on as a United States territory. Jason Salas brings you the sights, sounds, and words of this very moving moment.
The annual 9/11 ceremony was held this morning up at Two Lovers Point, and by virtue of our time zone ahead of the mainland, Guam had the honor and duty of being the first event to reflect on one of the darkest days in American history.
The Peace Memorial is a symbol of peace for Guam, which incorporates icons of 9/11 as a lasting tribute of that day. The Twin Towers, shape of the Pentagon, and the trees representing Pennsylvania are symbols of the tragedy that changed us forever. The Laddystone and doves symbolize resilience and peace, while the location at Two Lovers Point signifies unity and love, transcending all boundaries.
Featured speakers from the local government, military, and private sector about how we keep the memories of the nearly 3,000 lives lost in New York, Washington, and Pennsylvania alive and forever hold them in our hearts as heroes.
and the emergence of the realization that our homeland had just been attacked. Our commanding officer at the time, a prior enlisted Marine and seasoned leader, gave us our orders. Get back to work, continue training. The best thing we could do was build readiness. We would be to focus on being ready, so that's what we did. For me and members of that unit, while we weren't immediately called to go, the horrific events that day would shape the next 20 years. That day was another reminder that as a people that this island understand well, and this region know also well, the price of freedom is readiness. Whether December 6, 1941 or September 10, 2001, citizens, service members, first responders, doctors and nurses went to bed not knowing what the morning would bring, but they were ready. As we stand here today overlooking a beautiful scene here at the top of Guam, and we think about what lays to the west, we are reminded of our solemn promise to our families, our friends, our country, our promise to be ready.
Whether in uniform or in plain clothes, all in attendance wore their pride as citizens with grateful humility for the sacrifices. So many represented their colleagues and comrades as policemen, firefighters, servicemen, federal employees, and airline industry staff were in attendance.
2,977 lives were lost. Among them, 343 firefighters, 23 New York Police Department officers, 37 Port Authority officers, and they ran toward danger while others fled. They climbed the stairwells filled with smoke and fear, knowing full well they may not return. They did not hesitate, they did not falter, they simply did their job. Let us also not forget those who answered the call to military service in the aftermath of 9/11. We remember the 7,085 soldiers who gave their lives fighting for retribution and justice. Like so many of you, I remember where I was and how I felt when the towers were attacked. I was on duty at my station in Jonia, watching the events unfold on TV, in disbelief as everything unfolded. Even though we are half a world away, in Guam, the impact was just as profound as us being there. As firefighters, we are trained to face the worst days in people's lives. When we come to work, we expect to be called to respond to dangerous situations. But 9/11 was different. It was not just a call, but a calling, a moment when the values we embody, courage, sacrifice, and duty, were executed without hesitation and were etched into the national consciousness.
Each of them, whether directly in serving side by side or by their shared mission, maintain our solemn pledge to keep their memories alive.
First responders ran toward the flames. Ordinary people showed extraordinary courage. And generations of Americans stepped forward to serve in the years that followed. Here in Guam, we hold a special honor. We are the first on U.S. soil to toll the bell. The first voices in America to say, we remember. We remember the lives taken, we remember the families who still carry the weight of that day, and we remember the courage of those who answered the call. This is more than remembrance, it is a promise that we will not forget, a promise that we will stand united in the face of any threat. As the bell sounds, let it remind us we remain one people, one nation, one America, stronger than fear, stronger than tragedy, and forever grateful to those who gave all.
And ensuring this charge persists through generations, before she's GovGuam's chief executive, before she's commander-in-chief of the Guam National Guard, Governor Luliang Guerrero is a grandmother and takes time to pass the lasting lessons of 9/11 to her descendants.
Well, I tell them, of course, about what we are here in Guam in terms of being a peaceful, loving community. a very generous and welcoming community, and how we need to do everything we can to continue on, and that there are outside forces. There's going to be always conflicts and contradictions, but the best way, of course, is to talk it out diplomatically, that we as one world need to live together as humanly possible and as peaceful as we can.
Well, it wasn't just a shopping day at Kmart, it was a day to give back. As the store marks 30 years on Guam, they're celebrating their anniversary by supporting first responders, partnering with firefighters to fill the boot.
Nearly 24 firefighters spent much of the morning at the entrance of Kmart, boots in hand, asking the community to donate for the cause. Fill the Boot was organized by FOAM, the firefighter organization for activities and morale. GFD Chief Darren Burrier explains the mission of FOAM.
Is an independent organization within the fire department. It consists of all firefighters that raise funds through charitable organizations in order to contribute to help the community and also help towards firefighter welfare. So in this event, we're collecting money, and whatever we collect up to $5,000 is going to be matched by Kmart, and we'll be using those proceeds towards the fire truck pole for autism later this year.
Quickly, the boots filled with donations and also marked a milestone for Kmart. As the retailer celebrates 3 decades on Guam, they wanted to pay it forward by honoring first responders who have stood with the community through crisis after crisis.
Kmart reached out to our FOAM representatives, and what they want to do is be able to give back to the community, because the community is what keeps this Kmart going, and they want to be able to give back to that community and show that they appreciate the loyalty of the customers on Guam, and then be able to give back to them to show their gratitude. So it's a really good program that we're doing with them. It's going to go to a worthy cause.
With the backdrop of September 11th, the event carried extra meaning, reminding the island of the sacrifices and courage shown by firefighters everywhere. Public Information Officer for FOAM, firefighter George Mesa.
I would like to thank Kmart for having us. Today's the start of the 30th anniversary for Kmart. Kmart invited us. They wanted to give back to local firefighters and invited us to participate in their anniversary event. Right now we're doing the Fill the Boot fundraising. So we're asking people to donate towards our nonprofit organization. Kmart agreed to match our donations. So big thanks to Kmart and happy 30th to them.
The community answered the call, filling the boots, lifting up firefighters, and marking 30 years of Kmart rooted in Guam.
It is so much appreciated, especially on this date, 9/11, and remembrance of what happened. As a community, it shows our unity and willing to help others and coming together in the times of who's most in need. And so it kind of relays that to charitable organizations, to where those who are more in need of help from others is what it's all about.
Jonigan Charfus, KUAM News.
24 years after 9/11, Andersen Air Force Base paused to remember the victims, the heroes, and the sacrifices of that day. KUAM intern Janice Carrasco has more from the base.
On this September 11th, the memory of those who lost their lives 24 years ago remains close to the hearts of many. At Andersen Air Force Base, the day began with a remembrance ceremony to honor the victims and the heroes of that day. The ceremony began with a moment of silence at 8:46 a.m., the exact time the first plane struck the North Tower.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a moment we'll pause at 0846, the exact time when American Airlines Flight 11 struck the North Tower, a turning point that changed our nation forever. I ask that everybody join us in a moment of silence to honor the lives lost and the bravery shown on that day.
Staff Sergeant Skylar Caruso begins with a reminder of the bravery shown by first responders and the lives lost on that tragic day.
Let us also recognize the sacrifices of our military members, veterans, first responders, and families who have borne the weight of the past 24 years of service in defense of freedom.
As part of the service, the tradition of the 5-bell strike was carried out. For more than a century, the fire service has used the ringing of the bell to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice. Today, those 5 strikes served as a final call to remember the 343 firefighters who never returned home on September 11th. Assistant Fire Chief A.J. Sablon spoke about the strong significance on why we come together on this solemn day of remembrance.
And so every year we come together
to not only commemorate all those that lost their lives on September 11th, but also to memorialize all those emergency responders that made the ultimate sacrifice when it comes to in the line of duty.
Master Sergeant David J. Brady explains how the attacks changed the way fire departments here on Guam prepare for emergencies.
In the 17 years I've been in the Air Force, there's been a profound difference in how we as a fire department respond to emergencies. We've bolstered our base defense and base security. We've integrated emergency management doctrine that affects all levels of emergency response. Lastly, there's been a very dedicated incorporation of seaborne preparedness into the military, chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear preparedness in all of our emergency response.
When asked what people will take away from this ceremony, Assistant Fire Chief A.J. Sablon emphasized two words: never forget. A phrase often spoken, but one he says carries a deep and lasting truth.
So we can never forget, and that's a statement you'll hear over and over again, right? Never forget, but it rings true, and I'm glad that we were able to put this on today.
Once the ceremony ended, I went to the Coral Fitness Gym to witness another tribute in honor of 9/11. One that asked participants to step into the shoes of the firefighters who climbed 110 flights on that tragic day. I spoke with one of the participants as he suited up for the climb, and I asked him what this tribute meant to him and why he chose to take part today.
The reason I'm here today is because God blessed me to be here, just like He's blessing all the families that we lost in 9/11.
I also spoke with Dominic Gigliotto, who had just completed the climb, asking him why he chose to take part and how long it took.
I did this today because I'm from close to the New York area, and it's a big thing in the town I'm from to have these stair climbs, and sometimes they do it in buildings. I did this in 25 minutes and 15 seconds today, and it was a lot harder than I thought, and a lot of respect for the men and women who went out there on 9/11.
Event organizer Tevin Brown explained that this year's climb included a special tribute. Participants selected a photo of a fallen firefighter or police officer from 9/11 and completed the 110 flights in their honor, marking the first time this tradition has been introduced here at Anderson.
So this is our first year putting all of this together. They're doing it for a memorial to all the fallen first responders that died during 9/11. The reason why we're doing this is because the reason why we're doing this is because we're trying to show unity and togetherness so that we always remember what happened on 9/11 and show the strength and again the unity that we all came together as one country for that event.
From the moment of silence at 8:46 a.m. to the ringing of the 5-bell strike, and finally to the 110 flight stair climb, today's tributes at Anderson Air Force Base served as a powerful reminder of the courage, sacrifice, and unity shown on September 11th. 24 years later, the message remains the same. We will never forget. Janice Carrasco, KUAM News.
Thanks, Janice. Well, today marked the 24th year that Jamaican Grill hosted its 9/11 commemorative luncheon, a tradition that began in 2002 to honor the nearly 3,000 lives lost in the deadliest terrorist attack on American soil. First responders across Guam, including police, firefighters, airport police, and paramedics, were welcomed to all 4 Jamaican Grill locations for a free chicken and ribs combo plate. Owners Frank Kenny and Tim Murphy say the event is about remembering 9/11, celebrating unity, and thanking Guam's bravest for their service. We'll be back in a moment.
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. 4, 5, 6 titles, they'll say enough is enough. But when you've won it all 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Don't need to work, babe, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you,
We're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Your search for unbeatable internet speeds is over. Visit Docomo Pacific today and sign up for as low as $60 a month so you can experience our fast, reliable internet speeds for yourself. Docomo Pacific, better together. Your search for unbeatable internet speeds is over. Visit Docomo Pacific today and sign up for as low as $60 a month so you can experience our fast, reliable internet speeds for yourself. Docomo Pacific, better together.
Welcome back to Primetime. Shocking news out of Utah this evening. Charlie Kirk, the right-wing activist, was shot during an event on a college campus in Utah. His death was later confirmed by President Trump.
Witnesses say thousands of people gathered at Utah Valley University to hear conservative activist Charlie Kirk when a shot was fired.
Charlie went to pick up the microphone to answer, and it looked like he was shot in on the left side of his neck. There was a lot of blood, and he went limp and he started to fall backwards.
Kirk, who had just answered a question about shootings, was rushed away. President Trump has since posted on legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth of the United States of America better than Charlie.
This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim.
We have a person of interest in custody that is being interviewed right now. Yes, we are actively looking for anyone and everyone who has any possible information relating to this shooting.
On campus, witnesses quickly scattered, and the campus near Provo was locked down.
It was terrifying. None of us knew what was going on. I was just in class. Someone heard a stampede of people running down the hallway. They checked it out, and immediately they locked the doors, just go in. There's been a shooting.
At Utah Valley University, classes are canceled, and the campus is now closed. Dan Sheneman, NBC News.
Students at 4 D.C. universities walked out today to protest what they call President Trump's military occupation of the city. From Georgetown to American University, the demonstrations come as his policies face pushback nationwide. And in Chicago, the administration's borders are defended immigration sweeps, while advocates warn residents about their rights.
4 universities here in D.C., including George Washington University here, coordinated their protests to coincide with the end of President Trump's crime emergency. They have several messages, including one that immigrants are welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Immigrants are welcome here. The students say they decided to protest today, not just because the crime emergency is ending, but as they return to school, they have been met with what they call, quote, an unprecedented display of federal overreach.
I came out here for a couple of reasons. The first one was to protest Donald Trump and to let him know that George Washington University and the students here do not stand with him, but also to tell the university to not capitulate with him and the demands of the Department of Justice and to stand up and fight back like other schools like Harvard have.
After a spirited few minutes chanting their positions and where they stand, the students moved off down the street and headed for the university president's home. At Howard University, students met in the quad and listened to speakers denounce Donald Trump's takeover of the city and demand a free D.C.
My biggest issue is the fact that, we are so divided at this point, and I think Trump-era politics has just caused such a big rift in between the unification of the people, and that's a big reason as to why so many feel like they can't do what it takes to make that change when it really is up to everyone to come together.
In Northwest and American University, the last school to hold a rally and protest today, the afternoon began with a speech on the war in Gaza and one speaker's views on what should be done. On the other hand, students who showed up carried signs and had other messages for the Trump administration.
We want control back over our city. We want to be left alone. And there's also a message to our campus admin here, and that's that we want them to stand with us and protect events like this, which they've actually been quite good at doing recently.
With the crime emergency coming to an end, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser said yesterday she would have more to say later in the week on how she sees the city moving on from the last 30 days.
Tonight, the Trump administration stepping up its crackdown on illegal immigration in Chicago. Seen here arresting a man from Mexico, ICE says, was wanted for aggravated sexual assault of a child.
You try and reason with people like in Chicago with the governor and the mayor. You try and reason with them, and it's like you're talking to a wall.
Over the weekend, President Trump posting an AI-generated image of himself with the phrase, "Shipocalypse now." The caption, "I love the smell of deportations in the morning." The president saying he is still considering sending the National Guard there to reduce crime.
We'd love to go into Chicago and straighten it out. We're bringing back law and order to our country.
Over the last 2 weekends, there have been 14 homicides and at least 76 people shot in Chicago, with one alderman telling us National Guard troops would free up police.
I absolutely support the Trump administration bringing in more federal resources. Our city needs as much help as we could possibly get.
But Chicago's Democratic mayor is increasingly pushing back, writing the city just experienced record low homicide numbers, making this the safest summer since the 1960s.
Our communities remain united more than ever against the administration's attempt to unleash the military, National Guard, and rogue ICE agents on our city and state.
Today, in a legal victory for the president, a conservative Supreme Court majority loosened restrictions on ICE operations in L.A. But in her dissent, liberal Justice Sonia Sotomayor writing, "We should not have to live in a country where the government can seize anyone who looks Latino, speaks Spanish, and appears to work a low-wage job." Tonight, the White House insisting it does not target people based on race.
It's a multitude of factors to establish reasonable suspicion. But if an illegal alien has an MS-13 tattoo on his head, that's certainly going to be one of the factors that we consider.
Meanwhile, our NBC News poll shows the president's approval rating at just 43%. 57% disapprove.
Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
You want what's best for your baby, a healthy birth, a happy home. You want to prepare your child for school and see your child take on the world. The Guam Early Learning Council is here to help. To get resources and information on helping your child succeed, dial 311 Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., excluding holidays.
The way things used to be was that the jocks stayed with the jocks, and in similar fashion, the nerds kept to themselves too. But the world's changed, and for the better. And the two schools of thought were combined in a fun, innovative camp to use STEM skills to level up your game.
We have two classes. We have a 6 to 10-year-old class, and we have an 11 to 14-year-old class. And basically what we do is we break down STEM concepts and make them accessible to kids by making it fun and engaging and just allowing them to explore the concepts of STEM in the science behind the sport of basketball.
Well, we kind of got the concept about 3 months ago, so kind of just discussing it and planning for it. But to see it happen this week in real life with the kids was something kind of magical to, talk about bringing sports, especially basketball. This was a STEM and sports basketball version. So just bringing together, tying in basketball and how it relates to STEM, which was cool for the kids to kind of also open their eyes up and see how it does translate and work within each other.
The project is the brainchild of Guam Elite Basketball and the Micronesian Sports Federation, Bridging Tech and Hoops. The interest was instant and the feedback overwhelmingly positive.
So it's 1 week of STEM and sports kind of education, you know, student athlete, educate first before, you know, you get on the court and play basketball. So that's kind of how we put everything together for this week.
Some of these kids are like, wow, I never knew about it. I never thought about it like that. Or, well, this has been really fun. I didn't think I'd have this much fun. Or, well, this has been cool. I was an engineer today, or I was a data analyst today, or I think I can improve my game by thinking about the way I shoot, or tracking my shots and thinking about percentages and how to think about really the science behind the sport.
We had 300 slots open, so we maxed out a couple Sundays ago, so 300 kids signed up for the camp, and I think about 200 selected the STEM and sports to do both the STEM and sports and we have basketball clinic Saturday, then exhibition game with the talents coming in from off island on Sunday. But the other thing, you know, thanks to our sponsorship, we're able to offer this whole week for free.
Conditioning both mental and physical sides makes for an effective combination, since athletes are constantly on the hunt for any way to gain a competitive advantage, and engineers are always looking for a problem to solve.
Every shot counts. It doesn't matter how many shots you're taking, it's how many shots you keep taking in order to improve. Like, you can analyze based on your shot. Maybe I didn't shoot it from this angle, maybe I should have shot it from this angle. You just keep improving. You look and you improve, and then that's what engineers do. They look at it, they test it, they improve it, they think, where can I do better? And that's what we're trying to teach these kids. Don't give up. We're trying to teach them, keep improving, keep working at it. You're gonna get it.
The camp also taught data science and an analytics approach to sports through measurement, assessment, and evaluation. Talents that allow you to understand the game far beyond the box score for constant improvement.
We explore angles, we explore data analysis and engineering. We were building our own hoops, we were exploring measurements, and it was just a really fun time, and I feel like the kids were really engaged.
And I think just opening, especially at the younger age, opening their eyes to how math comes into the game, angles, and how you attack, and just stability and balance on the hoop. We're learning about bank shots. So I think them kind of visualizing that and the sports, I don't think they ever really put it both of them together, but just seeing that this week.
And as a former captain for the Guam men's national basketball team, Willie Stinnett knows the true value of his forum is taking our community's caliber of play to the next level.
As you move towards higher level basketball with our national team, with great success that they have, I mean, they've had to use a lot of stats and, what works, what doesn't work, bringing in that educational aspect to the game, which everybody else in the world is using technology to become better players, better teams, better coaches.
The week-long camp was theoretical and practical as kids applied their new STEM tools by breaking out into project teams and constructing proper rims with backboards, gauging the importance of testing and calculation. There are more camps planned for other sports too, making this a win-win for everyone.
So basketball is our pilot program, obviously Guam Elite Basketball, but we are looking to do other sports, and the Micronesian Sports Foundation supports other sports, but obviously we did want to start with basketball.
It's a great program, great turnout for the first week, and we just kind of hope to continue doing this kind of program throughout the year.
GU Self Storage, located in Harmon next to McDonald's, offers a variety of storage units. With rates starting as low as $95 per month, we offer complimentary use of dollies, push carts, Klein's hand trucks, and pallet jack, with a fully covered loading and unloading areas and ADA accessible units. We offer 24-hour CCTV surveillance monitoring, alarm, and individual pin-coded gate and door access, because your safety is our priority. GU Self Storage, voted Pika's Best in 2024. Call 671-648-7867 today.
New crafted flats from Pizza Hut are just $5 each till 5 p.m. Choose from 5 handcrafted recipes you won't want to share.
Mom!
And you don't have to. The new crafted flats, just $5 each till 5 p.m. and available till close. Only at Pizza Hut.
Well, Mangilao is the place to be this weekend, where the village comes alive with sizzling Pika food, great music, and family fun. KUAM stopped by the market grounds to catch up with Mayor Alan Agukta about what's in store. Happy day, everyone. We are here in the beautiful village of Mangilao where things are heating up because the highly anticipated Donne Festival is coming up. We're here with Mayor Angakta. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm wonderful. We're excited. We're looking forward to this event. And you could tell it's been a great week, and we're hoping for the rest of the weekend to map out like this, rain or shine.
Rain or shine. And speaking of this highly anticipated event, it's a 3-day event. So can you kind of take us through, first and foremost, what participants can look forward to?
So it kicks off on Friday. So we have basically a simple opening ceremony, thanking a lot of our own donors and a lot of our sponsors. We want to also make, shout out to, of course, GVB and KUAM and a lot of our great sponsors that's making this actually possible, and our community-based people, volunteers. And when you come to this festival, you're going to expect to see things hot. We have a slew of events. Like I said, we got the hottest hottest kadampika, the hottest or pika dessert, right? Then you got the pika dessert. You also got the largest local pepper grown, the pepper eating contest, and the Denancy contest. The Denancy contest. We also have slinging competitions. We have games, rides. A lot of these local vendors, a lot of the local people that you guys may know, with a lot of their mercs that they're trying to, they represent us well, and they're trying to showcase artist stints, variety of food trucks, like I mentioned, from jumpers to kids, family-oriented event happening here.
Yeah, definitely. And I really just want to ask you, because you are the mayor of the hottest village on the island. As you can see, we have the big Donne behind us. Are you going to be participating in any of the competitions?
Yes, I'm gonna be trying to be one of the judges. I don't want to be one of the judges or saying, so I want to make it all fair. So they're gonna handling it. But yes, if there's a need for it, I truly want to invite all the people in the community. You know, I want to try even the military families come out, and if you guys got nothing to do, like I said, for these 3 weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come by and take a look at it and experience the island, the culture. A lot of peppers, different. I've been calling out all these guys. Bring your peppers. This is the time. Bring your big one, your small one, whether it's hot, green, orange. Bring it over. Assorted peppers. Bring it over. Your Donne tree, and let's showcase what we have. Especially here, it's a farming area. A lot of farmers, so we're inviting them to come out.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we are looking forward to it. Mayor, thank you so much for taking the time. Again, guys, a 3-day festival is coming up, the Donne Festival. We are looking so forward to it. So don't forget, come by Mangilao this weekend.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yes.
And again, it all kicks off Friday, September 12th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Well, whether you're racing for the win or just looking to add a little movement to your weekend, all roads lead to Leo Palace this Saturday for the Run for Wishes event. More than just a run, it's a chance to make a difference. Every step helps grant life-changing wishes, for island children facing critical health challenges. With cash prizes, food trucks, and plenty of fun, it's an event that promises a good time for an even greater cause. What if something as simple as taking a scenic walk or going for a run could help turn wishes into reality for children with critical illnesses? Wishes like these.
One most recent one that we had here at Leo Palace, the wonderful staff here at Leo worked with us to hold a 4th birthday party for a little girl named Malia. They went above and beyond to make sure that her wish, her birthday wish, was one to remember. To have a local wish, it really means something, because a lot of our kids also wish to go off island, to travel to Disney, but to have something here that the community can get involved, to come in and see, really does make a big difference.
That's the heart behind Saturday's Run for Wishes at Leo Palace Resort, Guam, a 2K, 5K, 10K, and half marathon, all to benefit Make-A-Wish Guam and CNMI.
Run for Wishes, the money that is raised at this event is going to stay locally to help grant the wishes for our children here in Guam and in the CNMI. I'm not sure if many of you know, Make-A-Wish is completely and solely funded by the generosity of individuals and the business community. We do not get government funding, we do not get federal grants. So all the money raised is just out of the kindness of people and businesses. We're just trying to remind the community, these are our kids. These are the children that you are working to raise money for. These are the children that you are going to make magic for.
Bringing that magic to life are Clutch Guam, the Guam Running Club, and Leo Palace, joining forces to inspire the community to give back.
Shaq here and Mr. Richard from the Guam Running Club really set this vision from day one. A lot of careful planning, a lot of meetings. Clutch, we're not in the running community as much, but we did want to bring our expertise as well and try to help coordinate all of this. And then, of course, benefiting Make-A-Wish, what better nonprofit to give back to and make a difference.
Richard Taitagui of GRC says there's a course for everyone.
We have a 2K course. It starts up at the track, goes down to the swimming pool. And after the 5K, we have the 10K course. 50% of it is on a hard surface. The other 50 is a trail run. It's challenging. And then, of course, we have the 13 miles that goes out to Chalampagu, Jonia, Palanta, and then back to Leo Palace. The 4 events that we have, it kinds of accommodate all the different aspects of runners in Guam. We have the beginners, the adventure runner, the competitive runners, and the ultramarathon runners. So we have 4 all kinds of events for them.
And the celebration doesn't end at the finish line.
We have a couple of food trucks out there, so we'll have availability for the guests there, and we have some vendors there who want to sell their products, and then a beverage station, so it's something that so after the race you can mingle and stay around there. We also offer after that for every racer a $12 all-you-can-eat breakfast, we'll say, after that. So making sure that you just don't go home and say, okay, that's it. We want to capture as many people as possible to stay behind.
And if you haven't signed up yet, it's not too late. Registration is still open online and in person.
We're also going to be here tonight and tomorrow from 3 to 7 to register late runners.
The race package includes a finisher medal, shirt, visor, socks, and bag, plus exciting prizes for winners, including a $1,000 award for the first place half marathoner. The race kicks off this Saturday, September 13th at the Leo Palace Resort, Guam. Showtime is 5 a.m. and start time is 5:30. For more information, visit KUAM.com. And coming up, birthday shoutouts and news bites. You're watching KUAM.
I thought you worked in his house.
Oh, I'm wherever he needs to fuel up. Oh, Cantina chicken burrito.
Thanks, Todd.
That's the way to do it.
You know what? Let me actually get something to wash that down with, please.
I got you.
Easy. Appreciate it.
You've made a powerful enemy, Todd.
I didn't mean
Win one championship, you're celebrated. Win twice, they call you a hero. 3 times, they say words like legend and dynasty. 4, 5, 6 titles, they'll say enough is enough. But when you've won it all 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. Introducing the full lineup of Ram trucks. Ram, 7-time winner of Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
News Bites is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Better Together, Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas, and the Guam Army National Guard. Live here, serve here. Okay, my friends, you know I was talking about bites last night, right? The act of processing, of chowing down. Now, there's a difference between news bites and news nibble, right? We don't want you to just nibble on these things. We don't want you to, kind of like contemplate, right? We want you to actually take a big bite of this because these are awesome things in our community happening throughout the island, and we want you to get involved. You're going to have fun. If you're a student, you can get service learning. If you're a family, it's going to bring you closer together, right? At any rate, you're going to have the time of your life, and you are going to help serve our island community. So what do we got? Fill the boot. I remember talking about this last night. So our friends on September 11th, right? This is tomorrow. So make sure to head over from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. over at Kmart, right? Centrally located. Hey, if you're one of the JFK kids, you're getting off school that time, go across the street, tell everybody in GFD, right? The fire department, tell them you appreciate them. Tell them thank you for the service they provide to our island. Tell them they're heroes, right? Because they're going to be working hard there too at Kmart. They're going to be filling the boot to do good work for our island community. And shout out to everybody who is in GFD, from the Chiefs all the way down to the rookies, all right? We've done stories on you guys so many times over the years, and we really, really appreciate it. But most importantly, we appreciate what you do for our island, keeping us safe. All right, you guys are awesome. All right, there's a commemorative luncheon I see here. So what luncheon are we commemorating? Of course, 9/11, and our friends over at Jamaican Grill have been doing this for almost 25 years now, right? They have been providing free lunches for our first responders. Absolutely amazing, local and military first responders. Make sure if you are one of those people, first of all, thank you for your service as on this National Day of Remembrance, of honoring the victims that we lost in September 11th, 2001. So from 10 to 3, you can go there and get some Jamaican Grill's absolutely delicious food. Jamaican Grill, a very, very good corporate partner on Guam. They have always shown that they have the Hafaday spirit, and they practice it now from Malik. Awesome. I got a lot of friends that work there. All right. Annual Research Forum is coming up too. That is from my friends at the University of Guam, and that is from the School of Public and Business Administration. What project are they undertaking this year? Show up and find out. And you know what? You might even be able to participate because they're doing good work over there. UOG is an academic institution. It's also a research institution. They are diving deep. They're asking tough questions. They are gathering data. They're interpreting. They are pushing the boundaries of what we know. And they're bringing people from all over the region, right? Not just Guam, not just Saipan. They're bringing people from all over here to come, to study together, to ask these kind of questions, and to break new ground. And shout out to everybody over at SPBA, because that is my home right there. Proud graduate right here. UOG, class of 1996. All right. And then we got some fun coming up because the game of the week, Atlanta is visiting Minnesota. These two cities could not be more opposite, you guys. All right, we got hot Atlanta and we got really, really cold Minnesota, right? On a good day, it's very, very cold right there. All right, so we got the Falcons traveling up to the land of 1,000 lakes. Hey, J.J. McCarthy just won his first start yesterday, right? You saw that. He won in his hometown, too. He's from Chicago. You know what? He also played at the University of Michigan. He's got a natty. Woohoo! Go Blue. But that is going to be a really good game, so make sure to watch because we are going to be bringing you every snap, even the national anthem, all the fun stuff, all the pomp and pageantry and circumstance of NFL football. Falcons, Vikings coming up. Skol! I tried that before for all of my Vikings fans. I don't even know if I nailed that and everything, but let me know. You know what I can do really well is birthdays, so now let's mercifully get to that. All right, everybody, happy birthday, and it's a blessed birthday to Marie Cruz Caligay, and to our beautiful daughter, Marie. We wish you today love all the way with many more birthdays to come. Mom and Dad are sending you all of their affection, and the Cruz and Caligay families. All right, happy birthday, Marie. Kevin Manabusan has a birthday today, and Kevin, this is coming from Lisa Ogo, as well as your family and your friends, and they all say, we love you, and we're wishing you many more birthdays to come, and you get not one, but two emoji, right? You get the nice red heart, and then you get the kissy kissy one. Yee! Happy birthday, Kevin. We hope you had a great day today. And happy birthday to this extended member of our family here in Harmon. This is Mr. Bill Paulino. This is Destiny's Papa. And Destiny says, and she's smiling really, really big right now, even though you can't see her on camera, happiest of birthdays to the best Papa in the entire world. We love you with all of our hearts, she says, while tearing up. And I know Destiny well enough. She loves her Papa. And she says, we're wishing you a day filled with happiness, peace, and Jollibee. Awesome. So, Mr. Bill, we hope you had a wonderful, blessed birthday today. We wish you the best day ever. And trust me when we say Destiny talks about you all the time with so much affection. And Des, we hope you and your family have the best birthday ever for Papa. Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@kuam.com.
Happy birthday to everyone celebrating out there, and happy birthday, Papa. I would not be here if it weren't for you and if it weren't for Grandma. I love you so much. And that's your Primetime Show. Thanks for watching. I'm Destiny Cruz-Langus. Have a safe evening and stay beautiful.